Assalamu alaikum, my dear family. I hope you all are fine. And today we are going to talk about the email writing. And unfortunately, this time in the paper, email writing was the question, which was, a surprising thing for everyone out there. But we have done this email writing strand in the, live session as well. So, to tell you the fact that email writing is the most easiest type of question because the way we type emails to the higher authorities, this is the same way we're going to type that and write it in our writings. So Roman, if you are here, you have to tell me each and everything which I'm going to ask you. So please just tell me whether it's a formal piece of writing or an informal.
Miss, email is we write email in formal writing.
In a formal writing, it's always a formal piece of writing maximum, right? We rare write emails to the informal, but yes, there are possibilities because in the other strands like 0500 course code 0510 to other IGCSE and GCSE English, I'm also teaching the students and they are learning with me formal and informal both email writing strands. And when you are writing your email to the friend and family, then that's of course an informal, but mostly it's like, a formal piece of writing. Okay, now let's read the overview of it. I want you to please give a reading, writing an email. What is the overview?
The purpose overview. The purpose of an email is often to inform and persuade the reader. Emails are a quicker way to communicate than sending a letter by post and so are often used for ongoing situation or discussion. Emails can give the reader immediate feedback, opinions, or information about a certain topic. Emails can also be used to persuade the reader that the writer's view is correct and that some sort of action or decision is required. However, email can provide a balanced argument which suggests possible alternatives, but let the reader make up their own mind about the topic. The way you use language and vocabulary when writing an email will depend on the audience and the purpose you are.
Writing for, that's right. So basically, the purpose of an email is often to inform and convince the reader. Persuade means when we are convincing the reader, then we need to, type an email. They are the quicker way. Some students were asking me that are they same like letters. Yes, they are closer to the same like letters, but they are most, you can say approachable way for the people these days. People are often using the emails so as to approach the companies, so as to approach the people out there. Even I always recommend my students to just drop the email through my email ID and send me the email in an official manner. So this is the most, quicker way to communicate. And so often used for ongoing situations or discussions. Yes, it can also be used for that. It is for an immediate feedback, and it is also like for the authenticity, right? So the person who is emailing you for some purpose, it means that it's an authentic source through which the person is actually approaching you. So persuade the reader that the writer's view is correct, and that some sort of action or decision is required, that the viewpoint which the writer is presenting in the email is correct, and now we need to take some decision. Also, it provides a balanced argument. And then the way we use the language and vocabulary, it should also be dependent on the audience and purpose you're writing for. So of course, if it's an informal email writing, then the audience are different for that. It's the tone will be different for that, and so as vice versa for the formal writing, right? Moving on for the towards the tips of an email writing, and I'm going to just take us sniping short of these tips for writing an email. So I'm going to just write on it. Let me just do it one. All right. Can you see my screen? Okay. The
Yes,
first language think about is the audience that the email is for. Often emails are sent to one person, but they can also be sent to multiple readers at the same time. Yes, that's true. An email sent to a group of people is likely to be semi-formal and would usually not include slang. right? It is semi formal, it's not that formal because we're including a lot of people. So, we are forwarding it for information. Sometimes, the higher authorities of the principals, right, forwarding it for forward for your information, FYI, लिख के they forward it to you, right? So this is actually that. And the context in your relationship to the reader. The tone of most emails should be semi-formal. It should be semi-formal, but not that extremely highly formal. But some emails can be a little more relaxed in tone. Those are informal emails. If you are mailing someone of your own age who you know well, then of course you can be relaxed in tone. Emails can also be more formal. For example, if you're emailing your boss about a situation at work, then that is going to be the formal email. And this time in this paper 2024, the formal email writing was there where they have to write the email writing to the principal, right? And that was, I think, regarding the use of internet or maybe mobiles. That was the topic. I need to just confirm that. How long, this was the second thing, right? The context. Okay, moving on to the third one. How long your reader has to read your email. Busy people often receive a lot of emails each day. So making sure that your formal emails sound clear, professional, and polite. So the most important thing is that your email only make things clear through the subject. When we are writing the emails, we write to whom we are writing, we write the email, ID of that person, email ID of that person, and then the subject, which is must. Let's suppose if I'm writing, to applying for the post of software engineer, let's suppose engineer in dash dash company, I'm going to then write it, right? Like this. So this is going to be clarifying that what subject, your email is about. Okay. So this is what actually you need to do. This is something very important. You need to just mention the subject. Then how long this is done, the impression you create for your reader, unless your email is to your friends and is just for social purposes, avoid using emojis or informal abbreviations such as soon as possible. So, the things which we need to avoid in our email writings are, the first thing is the short forms, which we call our contractions. Contractions are all those don't, can't, we need to avoid them. Stop using them. Okay, we cannot use them. Secondly, stop using the emojis. We need not to use these emojis. And also, all those abbreviations, we need not to use the abbreviations. This is a big cross to them. As soon as possible, for example, you need to write a whole word. Not even a single abbreviation is allowed to write in your email writing. Getting what I'm saying? All right, I would want you to read one by one from here, and I'm going to explain within why. Starting from the first one, Roman, please. Do the needful.
Okay. Plan the main points you will deal with in your email before you start writing it. An email should deal with just one overall topic, so stay focused and avoid adding unnecessary detail. The structure of a formal or semi formal email is usually in three parts. For example, a
All right.
subject line.
So, the most important thing is that it's just on the one overall topic. That's clear. Secondly, we have to avoid adding unnecessary details. We cannot add the extra details and, all those gappe and stuff we cannot add in the email writings. We need to be, quite consistent in creating composed form of writing and sticking to the point and the keywords of the question. We need to, you know, um, be composed, and to the point. The structure of a formal or semi-formal email is whatever, if it's formal or semi-formal, or because it's not going to be informal. They are continuously, repeating this thing. It means that the letter could email could be formal or it could be semi formal. It's not going to be informal completely, right? Because it's an email writing. So there's always a word of formality. There is some formality in it. Email is usually in three parts, and there are three parts which we need to focus on: a subject line, the body of the response, and a closing section. Okay, please give a reading to a subject line. What is important to focus on in the subject line?
A subject line. Just two or three words so that your reader can tell at a glance what the topic is. Then a brief introduction to explain why you are writing. For example, if you are emailing a stranger, introduce yourself very briefly and then get straight to the point. If it's someone you know or a response to an email you have received, you may need to remind your reader of the situation so far.
Right. So just two or three words so far are enough. As I told you, subject could be any. Let's suppose if you are writing to the principal for a complaint, it's going to be a complaint. Let me give you a topic and I want you to create a subject so I can get a better idea that will you be able to create a subject? Okay, let me just give you a question. Write an email to request to conduct a training session for your associates using the following phrases with a minimum of 100 words. Write an email to request to conduct a training session for your associates. So what is going to be the subject? Well, if I'll say that write an email to request, what is going to be the subject? Let's suppose this is the question. Writes an email to request to conduct a training session for your associates using the following phrases. They have given us the phrases down it, or maybe using the following, if not the phrases, we can say using the following text. Because the texts are usually given to us in between 250 to 350 words, right? Because the word limit is like that. So what is going to be the subject, Roman, extracted from it?
Miss, the subject is training session.
Okay, it's going to be,
Or requesting a trainer.
oh, sorry.
One is another one is requesting the trainer. Yeah, it enhance request for training session.
Okay, training session for associates. This is going to be, one of that associates. And second is going to be, requesting or maybe, request to conduct a, it's going to be from the question, request to conduct a
Training session.
training session. That's even fine. It could be 2 to 3 words. Training session was also fine. You can even get marks on it because the subject should be clear enough through which you get the, exact thing that, okay, no, now, the whole email is going to be about the training session information. But when you specify it more, it's going to be for associates. So that's right. So you need to exactly take out the subject from the question, right? I wish I could make this video before for the students. Now it's late. It's okay. Then you are my next appearing student, so you will not make mistakes in that email writing. So, now you got to know that how we need to create a subject line.
Yes,
And
miss.
then in this body of the response, relevant points you have to add, developed and supported appropriately, right? And divide your explanation to fairly short paragraphs. Don't drag your paragraphs into the longer ones. Closing section, then explain what is next. If your reader want to do something, make that clear. Please let me know by Thursday, or whatever you need to use such kind of sentences. Do them. Make your email easy to read and follow. For example, you can use headings or short lists where it's appropriate. You can also choose to emphasize the most important information with bold. You can also bold the wordings, but do not overdo it. ठीक है बहुत ज्यादा भी bold ना किए हो words somewhere you can also do that. Use a suitable greeting and sign off appropriately. This will depend on who you are with, to, and why. For example, dear Mr. Green, I see greetings, Ogi. Perhaps best wishes ending pay, or dear sir, madam, and yours faithfully. That's even fine. Closer to you, like letter writing. Say ye mil raha hai. If you are writing to a group informally and don't want to use all their names, greetings might be a useful opening. Just if you write greetings, that would be an appropriate salutation. So, salutation is when you have to greet with the name or not without the name, just write greetings, that's enough. You will get the marks, right? क्योंकि मेन मार्क्स जो है वो आपके कंटेंट के होते हैं सब्जेक्ट और ग्रीटिंग्स करने के बाद यू डायरेक्टली मूव टुवर्ड्स द कंटेंट ओके See, Rama. It's going to be example of an email. The example email in this resource may not match the requirements in every Cambridge service. Like it's not for all 0510 or 05001 strands, but for the 1123 strand, it's appropriately right. And please read the syllabus carefully. So we read it. We read the syllabus carefully, so we know this is exactly appropriate. Subject: room for a break campaign. Let's suppose this is the subject. Now we got to know it's so clear that room for a break campaign, right? So it's going to be a break campaign which we are going to celebrate or maybe enjoy, and for that we need a room. So, hello team. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to the recent discussions about whether or not our company should join the room for a break campaign. It's going to be a break campaign. So now the learner uses a subject line that identifies the topic of the email. And that's so clear. The email is to be sent to all staff working in the company. Okay, now this is going to be for the whole company. Maybe it's a campaign. So, what campaign it's going to be for. Maybe some, a deep meaning of it is going to be maybe some people need some break, right? So for that, they're going to run a campaign. Okay, let's read out and identify. Please give a reading. Thank you to everyone. Please just start reading.
Thank you to everyone who has contributed to the recent discussion about whether or not our company should join the Room for a Break campaign. I have researched the campaign, taken all of your opinions into consideration, will explain why I have decided we should join with some slight changes. Some say that taking a nap at work is counterproductive, while others say that it will increase effectiveness at work. The problem is if you have the ability of bouncing back after relaxing nap or not. Other companies which have nap rooms have found that some people taking napping too far, but I am confident that will not be a problem for us. Mid afternoon napping will be encouraged only when it necessary.
Exactly. Innovation
Innovation
room,
rooms
yes.
on the other Innovation rooms, on the other hand, I believe will increase everyone's creativity. Innovation rooms, there will be couches, music, coffee, and dim lights. It will be a room for staff to relax and to think in. You will able to stay there and socialize or just think how we could improve our company. I hope you will use it wisely so it can become something permanent after the campaign. Sporting equipments will also be made available in the office. This is better than going to the separate gym because it saves time and you will not miss out any exercise and carry on.
And important discussions with your co-workers.
It means you can exercise and carry on working so you will not get behind with important deadlines but will still get a break. At the end of the campaign, we will look at the productive everyone has been to decide if we should carry on with nap rooms, innovation rooms, and sporting activities in office or not. I am impressed with the extra work you have all put into make this happen. So I am trusting you with this campaign. There is a short survey to fill in before we start. Please complete this before Friday. Let's make room for a break and see how it goes.
And then your name, right? Signing off. Okay, so you can see that how beautifully the email is structured. And if we need 250 to 350 words, first thing to notice is that how many paragraph? One, two, three, four. 5, and then there is a last line which is also the same as the subject. Okay, the sign off makes it clear that a final decision is still to be made. So let's make room for a break and see how it goes. So that's going to be, final decision which is still to be made. Now it's just the email which they have sent. So the first one is the subject. Then, the salutation, which they've done, hello team, that's fine. Greetings was also fine. And then, they started from the vice versa, that thank you to everyone who has contributed to the recent by appreciating that. So every time, the most important point is when we are using things in a positive manner, even for the negative things we use in positive wordings, those things blossom more, those things look better. अगर ये ऑथेंटिकली देखा जाए तो ये चीज बिल्कुल भी एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है कि वर्क प्लेस पे जो है ना नैप रूम्स होने चाहिए. मुझे नहीं लगता कि there should be some relaxing nap places, because people will then take advantage of going, especially जो boys होते हैं, they will go and relax and then spend their time in leisure with their mobiles, and productivity जो है वो आपकी zero हो जाती है, क्योंकि you just spend a lot of time in the other activities. So I think this is not, but the way it is structured, even this normal topic, they have enhanced that with the writings. Innovative innovation rooms, they have given more options, that it could be any gym or it could be any separate gym. So yes, that could be a better option which could be availed. But the rest I won't agree. But वो जो जिसने ये लिखा है वो agree कर रही होगी, of course. So everybody has their own viewpoint. And so the focus of each paragraph is clear in this first line. Every paragraph is different. Innovation rooms, sporting equipment. Some say, suggestions of other people. Thank you to everyone. First is appreciation, and then this problem, and then, sporting equipment. Then he's highly impressed with others' extra work. So now, then at the end, she has sent the short survey to get all at the same page, to, want everybody she wants everybody on the same page, right? And then the last one is where the decision is just pending, right? So this is all what an email writing is, and how we have to end up and design this. So I hope you got to know that how to write an email writing and what is the actual thing. इतना कोई डिफिकल्ट फैक्टर नहीं है, जस्ट सब्जेक्ट एंड सैल्यूटेशन है, एंड देन मेन थिंग जो है वो आपका कंटेंट है, एंड दैट शुड बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पैराग्राफ. मेरे तो ख्याल से कि अब तक जितने भी कंटेंट्स दिखाए हैं मैंने, लेटर राइटिंग, ईमेल राइटिंग, फॉर्मल इनफॉर्मल स्पीचेस, उनमें से सो फार सबसे इजी ईमेल है, सबसे इजी. नहीं रोमान, व्हाट डू यू से?
Yes, miss.
दिस इज द मोस्ट इजीएस्ट वन which they have given this time in the final paper, और बच्चों ने इसको बड़ा for granted ले लिया, लेकिन यही मैंने अपने लाइव सेशन में भी करवाया था. And this could be practiced again and again. वैसे last time speeches आई थी which was not even they've not expected that. अब इस time पे email आ गया, but now next time it could be different. So we need to be of course practiced and well prepared for each and every strand of writing. So I'm sure now it's quite clear. Now if I'll assign you the email writing task, will you be able to do that?
Yes, miss.
All right. So all right, this was all from my side. I hope you all have got the gist of what is an email writing. We have learned today in a sequence the organization of email, the tips for writing an email, and what is the overview of email, the purpose of email, and what is the main pattern of email. The students are always hungry and rush towards the pattern for email writing. So these are the only 2 to 3 things which are important in the email: subject, salutations, and then the at the end your name, right? And even you can write regards. Okay, so this is what actually the email writing is all about. So I hope it's quite clear and it was a detailed session on it. And please mention the comment section below if you feel any ambiguity. We are going to clear it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more useful